Have you ever found yourself staring at the clock, counting down the minutes until the school day ends, not just for a little break, but more for a breath of freedom? Well, what if I told you that you're not alone in this feeling? See, recent studies show that over 40% of all educators are considering leaving the profession within the next 2 years. Now, they're citing burnout, a desire for higher income, the lack of autonomy as the top reasons. So today, we're going to dive deep into this crucial conversation, and we're going to talk about the five different ways to tell if you're ready to leave the school system, whether you're in a public K through 12 school system or you're navigating the complexities of collegiate academia. This episode is crafted just for you. So stay tuned as we dig into how to know if you are ready to exit the school system in this next episode of Educators Moving On.
Who's laughing now? It's about doesn't
Welcome to the Educators Moving On podcast. I am your host, Dr. Chanel DeBose, and I am here to help you to identify if you are truly ready to leave the school system. I will be sharing with you how to know if you are ready to go. And I'm going to give you 5 different ways that you can tell if you are truly ready to leave the school system. So let's get into it. Let's go straight into the first way you can tell if you're ready to leave the school system. So let me tell you, the indicator is if you are craving freedom to design your workday, because clearly we know that in the school system, the days are set. 8 to 3, 7 to 3:30, 8:45 to 3:45, whatever your school schedule is, we know that those are the days and they do not change, and they will likely never change in this lifetime. So if you know that you are craving the freedom to design your workday, or perhaps you would prefer to choose the projects that you work on. Maybe you know that you're really good at one portion, but you would prefer not to do the other portion. And another big indicator in this category is if you have a desire to work from the locations you want to. So if you want to work remotely, you feel like you can be in the Caribbean and still doing your work. You feel like you can be in New York still doing your work while your school system is in Illinois. So in other words, you're seeking more autonomy and more flexibility. The rigid schedule of the school system feels a bit limiting to you, and you yearn for a setup that allows you to explore more diverse working hours and environments. That's the number one indicator that you are ready to exit the school system, because what we know is that in the school system, you will not be getting more autonomy nor flexibility. So if any of what I just said resonates with you, you probably need to be exploring what your exit plan will be, or how you will be able to maintain your stress level and just the ability to maintain the schedule that you're on until retirement. Number 2, you have a deep desire for education and for educating students, but you feel that you don't have the ability to make a significant impact because you're confined within the walls of your school, of your classroom. See, so you're looking to reach more students, more teachers, more people, possibly even influencing educational policies, maybe creating content that reaches a wider audience, or mentoring other educators on a larger scale. If any of that pertains to you, then you have a desire to scale beyond your classroom, and that's perfectly acceptable. It's okay. You've hit your ceiling, and I want you to know you can burst right through that ceiling, and there is more waiting for you. Here is the third indicator, and I want you to listen closely to this. If you feel like after years of dedication that you have found that your financial growth opportunities within the school system are not aligning with your long-term financial goals, we might have to do something about it. You're interested in exploring avenues where your expertise can be monetized more effectively, maybe offering greater earning potential and more financial security than what you already have in the school system. Here's the reality of the situation. When we sign those contracts, they show us how much we will make for the next 20 to 25 years. And that typically doesn't change other than occasional 2 to 3% raises that the board may offer, and they will update the salary schedule. So if you're looking for greater financial growth opportunities, you have to be thinking about, how can I achieve this? And it's more than likely not within the school system as a W-2 employee, because we know that the way that you increase your income in the school system is by moving positions or moving into administration. And if you don't have a desire to move into administration, then you need to be figuring out your exit plan. Number 4, perhaps the demands of the job have led you to the feeling that you're burned out, or you're seeking a career that gives you healthier work-life balance. I know when I was in the school system, I was often working from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. I might come home on time on Friday, which meant that I left school at 4:30, 4:45. And that's simply because all of the parents had picked up their kids and people are ready to go home on Fridays. But for the most part, I worked 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. And when I got home, my boys would be getting home from practice, from whatever activity they're doing after school. And then I had to go straight into cooking dinner and prepping for the next day. And then even before I went to bed, I still needed to check the emails that I didn't get to while I was at school and prepare emails and things for the next day. My work-life balance was totally off. I spent more time on work things than I did on life things. And so I realized that I needed to do something different, because for the 60 to 70 hours I was putting in every week, I didn't feel like there was enough balance for my family, not only for my children, but for my parents, for my siblings, or for any life outside of the school system. Everything was about work, 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 the school, the kids at school, what is due, what do I have to turn in, what event is happening at school. And so I had a desire to spend more time with my family and also to pursue some personal interests, or just simply to have a more manageable workload. But I knew that I could not achieve that within the school system. So if you know that this resonates with you, the number 4 indicator is that you are experiencing burnout and you're searching for work-life balance. And let me just say, before we go on to number 5, you may resonate with more than one of these things, because a lot of times it's a combination of things. But I want you to know, you don't just have to grin and bear it. There are solutions and options for you. And I'll share that with you right after I tell you about number 5. Number 5, maybe you have a wealth of experience and some amazing skills, but you feel that you're not utilizing them to their full potential. You know, maybe you've thought about the idea of starting over is daunting. It's hard to think about starting over. And I want you to know, let me just stop that for you right now. You're not starting over, because you're going to start from where you're already at and continue to build. But maybe you're thinking in your head that starting over is daunting, but you're still eager to find a path that leverages your expertise in an innovative way. So you might need to think about consulting, coaching, or content creation within the educational sector. You can also think about public speaking, maybe some motivational speaking. You might create a mentorship program, because what that is you're looking to utilize your skills in a different way. You're looking to monetize your skills. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So number 5 is a desire to utilize your skills in a different way. So let me tell you this, if any of these signs resonate with you, You are not alone. 40% of teachers are at this place where they want to do something different. We've realized that working for 30 years in the school system to retire and still have to go to Walmart and be a greeter is not what we want. We've realized that working 30 years in the school system and still having to determine when we're going to turn the air conditioning on and how long we can go before we turn our heaters on because we don't want our electric and gas bills to go up in price. Listen here, if any of this resonates with you, you're not alone. It's a clear sign that you're ready for a different journey that's beyond the school system. But guess what? You can still stay in the school system. I have a solution for you. Join me for the School System Detox, which is a live virtual event that's going to happen on March 30th. This event will be your first step towards unlocking a world of opportunities where you can use your expertise to make a real difference. On your terms, not on somebody else's terms, on your terms. Because there are a lot of fulfilling careers that are outside of the classroom while still being within the school system. But I don't want us to just think that we can only use our skills outside, inside the classroom. Listen here, there are daycare centers, there are group homes, the juvenile facilities, the domestic violence shelters, the public housing locations, all of these places and so many more get grants and all types of sponsorships to bring in classes and resources to support the people that they serve. And the people that they serve are your ideal clients who you're really good with working with. If you are that person who is really good at supporting parents, guess what? There is a parent-teacher organization that meets at the school at least once a month, and they are always looking for speakers and for workshops to support the parents and the students. So the money is there, the opportunities are there. The problem is you feel like you're stuck in a classroom. You know that you're ready to go. But what I would encourage you to do is to reflect on your current situation and think about how you can take actionable steps towards changing that situation. I'm going to tell you, like I tell my kids, you are not a tree. Move. You can move. You can do something different. You do not have to stay in toxic relationships in the workplace. You do not have to stay in school systems that do not value you. You do not have to stay in places that no longer bring you joy and where you no longer feel that you have an impact. If any of this sounds like what you're going through, what you're experiencing, I want to employ to you again, you're not alone. There are so many educators who are at this place in their careers, and many of them don't know what to do. I'm giving you a direct answer to what you can do. Get signed up for the School System Detox. It's a live virtual event on March 30th. Watch from the comfort of your home the last Saturday of March, in which I will walk you through how to create your exit plan, how to plan for your financial future, how to know what direction to go in your career path. And I'll even bring on a panel of other educators who have left the school system at varying points, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, and what it is they did. And you can ask them questions, the questions that maybe I didn't answer during the time that you will be with me, because we're going to do a 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Time event. And I am going to help you to really understand how to break through the glass ceiling that's above you, how to live the life of your dreams, do the things that you've always wanted to do, and how to stop second guessing yourself. Because if you know that you are seeking more autonomy and flexibility, if you know you have a desire to go beyond the classroom and to create change beyond the classroom, and if you are looking for financial growth opportunities, look here, working after school in those after school programs, getting paid $35 an hour, working 2 hours a day, which is $70 a day. And what you're going to do that 3 days out the week. So we're talking about $210. You could have used those 10 hours, 5 hours to begin to work towards something that's actually going to help you to exit the school system and create income that you'll be able to 2x, 3x, 4x your current salary in the school system. If you know that you are experiencing burnout and you need more work-life balance, maybe you have a parent that you're taking care of, or maybe you have a student who needs additional support, or maybe you are just tired. You've already been taking care of other people and you are ready for a break. We have people who have been recovering from cancer and all types of illnesses, and they are still trying to work and do both. Let me show you how to use your skills in a new way. Let me show you how to monetize your talents, get paid for it, do something that is going to change the school system, because we know that we have more impact outside of the school system than we do inside of the school system. The possibilities are endless. There are so many ways to use your expertise. And even if you're not looking to leave the school system, you're just looking to bring some additional income into your household, again, this is the opportunity for you. The virtual event is just the first step towards unlocking all of the opportunities where you can use your expertise to really make a difference on your own terms. So go ahead and get signed up. Start your journey towards a fulfilling career that is outside of the classroom, where you can have time freedom, financial freedom, and creative freedom, and where you can really redefine what it means to be an educator. You get to redefine that, because I believe that the best way to help new teachers is to allow teachers who are already experienced to show them the way. Good teachers should be teaching other teachers, and not just companies who are employing anybody who shows up. So there are many options. Let me tell you about them. But these are the 5 ways to know if you're ready to leave the school system. If any of them resonated, get signed up. Stop delaying. It's at a great, very accessible price of $47. We're talking about $47, people. So go ahead, get signed up. Let's make this happen. And join me next week as we bring you another episode of Educators Moving On.